Warning. This is not a safe space. Leave your bullshit and feelings at the door.
I am the alpha, and you are the beta. The first and never last. The beginning and the end. We are alpha males, and today we destroy all betas.
It's time for the most raw and unfiltered experience on the internet. So kick your feet up and grab a cold one. You have just entered the Man Cave. And now, here they are, winners of the self-proclaimed International Greatest Men Alive Award, Brad and Terry.
Hey, thanks for joining us here in the Man Cave. I am Brad, and back from the break is...
I'm Terry. I'm
right.
here.
Back from break. But hey, thanks for checking us out. Make sure to check us out over online at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Listen to us over on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, and YouTube. But if you want that full no bullshit experience and the ability to win prizes, you got to subscribe to us over on Patreon. We'll talk about that here in a minute.
How about that prize that we're giving away soon, though?
What are we giving away?
That Beer of the Month Club subscription, 3 months
yeah.
worth. Man, that's gonna be so fucking cool.
I'm telling you, I'm signing up just so I can get entered to win. It might be a conflict of interest, but I don't care.
All right.
And if I won, everybody would be like, you know what, I'm not playing today.
It's
I'm
rigged.
Not playing yep,
it's rigged. We'd have no more patrons. But anyway, what are we drinking today?
All right, today we picked up the white. What is it? It's a white Belgian by Allagash Brewery out of Portland, Maine.
All right.
Here we go. All right.
It's pretty good, man. It is. It's definitely nice to have something that is an Oktoberfest, and
we did a couple IPAs too.
Yeah, and
switching back.
And,
yeah, nice and smooth.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But anyway, you probably won't get this in the Beer of the Month Club thing. You're going to get stuff you've never heard of before.
No, I know.
Is at least what I hear from it. So, but anyway, before we start, we had a really cool episode last week with one of our patrons, Zach. And, you know, I really want to start doing more stuff like that. So to all you patrons out there, you $5 alpha males, hit us up. Let us know what you want to talk about, and we'll call you. It's easy for us to do. We can do it on your time, and we'll call you, and we'll do an episode with you. So
yeah, and if you've been listening to us and wondering like what's in it for me, in order to, for me to spend $5 a month, what am I really getting, and what is the difference between spending just $1 a month and $5 a month is, well, for $5 a month, we're going to let you come on and you can pick whatever you want to talk about, and we'll talk about it with you.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, that's open for the alpha males of the community, which leads me into what I want to talk about, which is alpha males and beta males. And the reason this comes up is because while I was on my little vacay, I was at a house party per se with one of my best friends in the whole world. Been friends with him for.
That Belgian is really good.
That was a awesome burp.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so I was at a house party with one of my best friends, and I became very intimate with a bottle of vodka at this party. And pretty much just kept drinking straight out of it the whole night. So I was feeling very, very good about myself. And I went to go pour shots for everybody that was there. And this guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, will you pour a shot for me?" And I looked at him and I said no. And that's a dick move.
Yeah, very much.
But I said no because he had a man bun. And I know we've talked about man buns, right?
We have.
And I told him, I'm like, "Sorry, man, I'm not going to drink with you." And he's like, "Well, why?" He was very confused. And I was like, "Because you have a man bun." And I can see my friend out of the corner of my eye being like he's got his hand over his face like, "Oh, no, this is happening." And then he was like, I don't understand. It's my first time ever wearing it and all this. And I was like, you know what? Take the man bun out.
Be gentle. Yeah. It's my first time.
Yeah.
So, words Terry has heard before.
Hey. But I told him I was like take the man bun out. And he did. And then he was like, "Hey man, can I have a shot?" And I was like, "No." It's like, what do you mean? I took the man bun out. I was like, "You just proved my point, man. Like you didn't just look like a beta male walking in here, but now you're just a bitch. If you're gonna wear it, own it. You know, like,
wear that
just because some
shit.
drunk asshole like me tells you to take the man bun out, like you tell me to fuck off, man.
Exactly.
I would have poured him a shot.
Yeah,
if you
go
would've
fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But no. But and the reason this whole alpha beta male thing comes up is because I was telling this story to some people that I work with, and one guy who is not involved in the conversation overheard, and he just blurts out into our conversation and goes, "There's no such thing as alpha males and beta males." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, you know who usually says that?"
I do.
Yeah.
I know who says that.
Who says that?
The betas do.
The beta males.
Because I'm not in your club.
Yeah.
You're not letting me in. It's because I'm not alpha doesn't mean I'm beta.
It's like the people that say, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game.
Oh, yeah.
But
there's definitely winners and losers of the game.
Right. But what was that famous quote from Sean Connery? He's like, losers always talk about doing their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. But yeah, I told him, I'm like, I told him, yeah, that sounds like something a beta male would say, that alpha and beta males don't exist. They do. And he just started to argue with me over it, and I simply just told him to look at himself, because he just was the physical definition of what I would call a beta male. And I don't care if you're jacked, whatever, like I'm not talking in that sense. Just the way that he looked and presented and carried himself, it was obvious. Mm-hmm. But it got me thinking, we use the term alpha and beta all the time, not just us, but everywhere you hear it. But what does it really mean? And I wanted to ask you, what do you think the number one most defining quality for an alpha male is?
Okay. So thinking about it, I would say that alpha males, other than like an alpha has to do with like almost like an attitude.
Yeah.
Because alphas were like, when you talk like a pack of wolves, the alpha one was the leader
Exactly,
of the
yep.
pack. But more in a sense of not just like a leadership thing, but alpha males, I would say, continue to strive to be the best you can be day in and day out, right? It's an everyday thing that you try to improve yourself and move that marker down the field, so to speak.
Okay.
No matter how small of an increment it might be, that you're always trying to move that thing. You're trying to be better, in relationships, at your job. If you do work out, you're trying to get stronger, faster every day. It's just that continual, gradual being better than you were yesterday.
I love it, because I think the term gets a little misconstrued, and people hear alpha male and just think some meathead, right?
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah, and they think it's all like a strength thing. Like, I'm stronger than you, I'm the alpha, and I don't think that's true at all. And I think the number one most defining quality of an alpha male is also what I believe is the most important quality that a person can have, is self-confidence. Mm-hmm. And it's that simple. I think if you are confident in yourself, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, and nobody's going to stop you.
Yeah, it's a mindset.
Exactly. And now I want to ask you, what do you think the most definitive quality of a beta male would be?
So now I like how you went with a mindset, because it kind of leads into my number one quality of a beta.
Okay.
And it's always being weak. And when I say weak, it really has nothing to do with the gym per se, because I would say there's alpha males that go in the gym and they may not be the biggest lifter. They may not be doing 300 pounds on a bench or a 400-pound squat or anything.
Right.
They might barely have one plate on the bar. It's being weak of the mind.
Yeah.
Right? Not always having an excuse for something. That's weak-mindedness. Right? Oh, it's not my fault. It's their fault. Well, some things might be someone else's fault, but the beta male makes an excuse of why they can no longer go forward, where the alpha male say, well, you know what that is? This person actually did do something to me. It is their fault, but I'm going to keep moving that marker down the field no matter fucking what. It's a mindset.
Yeah, they pull their pants up and
Yep.
And the way I took it, and I think it's kind of the same exact thing that you said, just different wording.
Yeah.
And I figured if the most definitive quality of an alpha male, in my opinion, is self-confidence, the most definitive quality of a beta male would have to be complete lack of that most important quality of an alpha male. So I said lack of self-confidence. And it got me thinking, like, you ever ran into one of those people where it's like they do something, let's say they cooked something or they built something, and then they present it to you and they're like, oh, it's probably not that good, or it's not good, I don't like it. It's like already downplaying themselves because then you won't criticize it.
Yeah, or setting that bar low so that way if it is criticized, I already knew that it wasn't that good, and if it isn't criticized, well, man, like I kind of thought it was bad and they thought it was great. It kind of bumps the ego.
Yeah, exactly.
They can play it both ways.
Now, here's the third question that I have, third and final question about alpha and beta males, and that is, who decides who is the alpha and who is the beta? Is it women? Is it other men? Who decides?
I would say, for the most part, I would have to argue that other men will look at other men and determine whether they believe that they are of an alpha status or if they're a beta male.
Now, I somewhat agree with you, but I think that's a small part of it.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
why I said I would, for the most part, argue that it's men.
I think women have nothing to do with it, as much as they would like to think that they determine who is the alpha and who is the beta, and I'll get into why I just said that here in a second. But I think who is in charge of determining who is alpha and who is beta is the person themselves. Because if we're going to say that being an alpha male is a mindset and being a beta male is a different kind of mindset, you control that. No one else can look at you. So I could walk down the street right now and somebody could just come up to me and say, you're a beta male. One of my best friends can come up to me and say, you're a beta male. It's like, I don't give a fuck what you think. I know I'm not.
Yeah.
Right? So I think you determine it. So if somebody ever tries to label you in any way, I just think that they stand on no ground, because you know what you're worth. If you have that self-confidence, that's all that fucking matters.
Yeah. And I would add one more, almost just as an important quality that I think most alpha men are going to argue that you also have to have is with the confidence also comes, there has to be a humility level too, a humble level too. Alpha males will be dominant, but there's also a humility. They can be humble to the fact that, I don't know everything.
Right.
And they can, engage with people that they don't either agree with and have a conversation with, or someone like, we like to use the gym, but you go in the gym, there's someone who's stronger than you. What do you immediately do? You go talk to, like, hey man, can I work in with you? You want to kind of pick their brain a little bit.
Right.
Alphas will realize that they're not always going to be the smartest person in every situation, but instead of saying, the beta would walk in and say, well, I'm not the smartest, so I'm just going to be quiet and sit in the corner.
And we've talked about it before, where I've had a guy come up to me asking if he can work in on a set, and I was like, he asked how long I had left, and I told him he could work in, and he said no because he couldn't lift as much as me, and I was like, what?
Has nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I would love for someone bigger than me to say that to me.
Yeah, but the alpha will, instead of going to the corner saying, well, I'm not the smartest, I'm just going to go over here and keep my mouth shut, would go in and be like, that's the smartest guy. I'm going to go pick his brain.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn everything I can from that guy so I can, again, move that marker down the field and be better every single day.
Right. And I know that I said that the person who, the individual determines whether they are alpha or beta. Mm-hmm. But going back to my guy with the man bun story, I think...
What if he thought he was alpha all the time?
He wasn't.
You made that determination.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's like an 80-20.
Yeah.
It's a solid 80-20.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's a small part of it where other men determine it.
No, you are not. Just stop.
Yeah,
just
it's like,
you are not.
Man, you walked in here with your man bun and skinny jeans on, and you're vaping, beta.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. He showed up with his girlfriend, I guess, or someone that he was dating, who was actually quite an attractive girl. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, you let that guy fuck you. Like what the hell?
Maybe she fucks him.
Maybe.
You don't know. You can't judge what goes on behind closed doors.
I guess. But yeah, that
she gives it to him.
I think that we kind of broke that down pretty good. I don't know if you have anything else you want to add into the...
But speaking of giving it to him, we're going over to the NFL.
It's been a while.
Since you've been back,
yeah,
and it's been a while, but we can let's walk back 1 week. Speaking of giving it to people, how about them Dolphins? I don't watch much football, but how about them Dolphins giving it to the Patriots?
You know that's my team.
I know it is.
And Dolphins Patriots is always big. And man, they call it the miracle in Miami, is what they've called it. And I remember I was driving when the game was on, so I didn't get to watch it live. But I remember getting a text from my dad, and he was like, as soon as you get home, go watch the end of the Dolphins game. And I was like, oh, man, like, what the hell? And
have you ever watched, they call it Selena Scene? They use Celine Dion's song "My Heart Will Go On."
I have.
I
already saw it on that clip too. I did, yeah.
I don't watch football at all, but I woke up in the morning, sitting on the shitter, scrolling through my Facebook feed, and that came on, and I work with a guy, huge Patriots fan,
yeah,
and a lot of guys where we work, they all talk football and they all talk trash. I don't really talk much because, again, I don't watch it. I don't have a dog in the fight. Don't really give a shit. But you best believe that morning when he came in, at work, we are all in a little Facebook group chat so we can communicate to each other when we're not there.
Yeah.
And it was 5:30 in the morning. Most of them probably weren't even awake yet. I dropped it in that chat and just tagged him in the video, and I was like, "See you at work."
Oh no. But yeah, it was amazing. And I thought back on it. I actually had this conversation with one of my buddies today, and I was like, whenever a trick play happens in the NFL like that, I mean, you don't really call it a trick play. That was nothing short of a miracle. But the Dolphins are notorious for stuff like this. It doesn't happen often, but it always seems to be the Dolphins doing it. Like back in the day, they had a very similar play to this one. They had a hook and ladder that won a game for them, and then the fake spike by Dan Marino, and then it always seems to be the Dolphins pulling this crazy shit to win a game in the last second.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an awesome game. I doubt I even have to tell people to go watch it if they haven't. Because
guarantee
everybody's seen it.
If they watch football, they've seen it because they're playing on. They probably put it on repeat on ESPN.
Oh yeah,
it had to have been the first clip that they played.
Yeah, but I want to recap a little bit of my fantasy league.
Yeah,
I was plagued with injuries the whole season, and it didn't get any better these last 3 weeks. So I did not make the playoffs in my fantasy league.
So are you done?
Yes.
There's still weeks left. You're not making the playoffs, or the playoffs are already started?
The playoffs started.
Okay, you can tell I don't play fantasy at all.
But the last week before the playoffs, it was me versus the only undefeated guy in our league.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow
that Miami Miracle,
I won. And I'm telling you, the entire league, I would have got a full-blown blow bang from these guys if we lived near each other. They were so happy I beat him. Because all he's been doing is talking shit in our group chat over how he's undefeated and nobody else is. And, man, I felt like a little celebrity. It was like I didn't do well the whole season because of injuries and the fact that, I'm probably not that good at it, as we know from my picks. But, beating him, it was the accomplishment of the season.
Yeah.
It was.
What do they call that? The moral victory for the season.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's talk about this week coming up in football. I don't think there's too many good games out there, but the two I want to go over are, of course, the Monday night game. We have the Saints and the Panthers. I don't even think I need to really talk about this too much. It's just tradition at this point that I'm talking about the Monday night game every week, and the Saints are going to win. I'm leaving it at that.
Okay.
But, of course, since I picked them, they'll probably lose. But the other one I want to talk about, if you look at it on paper, you would think it's not going to be that good of a game to watch. And that's the Packers at the Bears. Now, the Packers are 5-7-1. The Bears are 9-4. Both teams have talent. They do. The Bears utilize theirs a little better, obviously, due to their record. But the Packers, they have my boy Aaron Rodgers, who is always going to make plays.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, in my opinion, the biggest game of their season. It's a divisional game. They need to win because the Bears lead their division. Packers are third in their division. If they can win this game, it is huge for them. I'm still going to take the Bears for my overall pick record.
Yeah.
But I think that you're going to see the Packers come out and play their hearts out. So I think it's going to be a good game to watch.
All right. So I'll move over to NCAA. I'm going to make it fast because I got one more topic after this I want to talk about, and I don't want people to go away just getting bored listening to the sports because it's going to be a good topic. So
okay.
I got two quick picks, and it's a little tough in NCAA right now because there's not a lot of top tier teams that are playing each other because we haven't hit conference play yet. So they're still playing out of conference games, but I found two of them. All right, you got on the 18th of December. You're going to have the number 14 Buffalo Bulls, not to be confused with the Buffalo Bills, but the Bulls are coming and they're playing Syracuse. Both obviously teams from New York, so I'm willing to bet as much as it's at Syracuse, there's still going to be a little bit of a crowd from Buffalo over there. I will say, looking at it, Buffalo has only played one kind of tested game. They played West Virginia in their second game of the season and squeaked out a win at West Virginia by 5. But other than that, they haven't really been playing too tough of teams. So they're, 14. Are they really that good? It's hard to tell because they haven't played too many tough teams.
Yeah.
When they're going against, like I said, Syracuse, who's always going to be tough. And I think the biggest test for him, which is always the biggest test for all teams that go against Syracuse, Syracuse always plays a zone defense all the time. It's just tradition for them at this point. Can they deal with it? If they can deal with it, I think they could squeak out a win. If, like a lot of teams go in there, they can't figure it out and they can't deal with it, and they end up having a tough time scoring, and Syracuse is going to beat them. I'm going to go with, they don't see it very often. They're going to struggle with it, and I'm going to go with Syracuse for the win at home.
All right.
My second game, you're going to know right away who I'm picking. It's Texas Tech versus Duke.
Yep.
And they're going to say, well, you always pick the Duke game. Okay.
I mean, how can you not? I mean, they did lose to Gonzaga. They lost to Gonzaga.
They lost to Gonzaga in Hawaii. So Gonzaga's number 3 right now for the top 25. But
okay.
I'm going with Duke from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
I'm strong with them. I think they're just going to be animals the entire season all the way through March. And that's what I'm doing. I got Duke and Syracuse as my picks for this week.
All right. I like it.
All right. So moving on to my favorite topic. I was so excited when this happened that we could be able to come back and talk about this.
Okay.
I really can't stay.
But baby, it's cold outside.
Oh, yeah. Are you going to rape me?
Maybe.
Probably. Yeah, it's the whole baby, it's cold outside crying controversy of... If you've lived under a rock,
which I have until today, I didn't even.
You didn't know it existed?
I mean, I know the song, but I didn't know that this was a controversy until today.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And I think maybe last year they tried doing the same thing of crying about this song, but it wasn't to the effect that they had this year, where a radio station actually decided they're going to take it off the air and not play the song.
Okay.
Because they say...
rape culture.
It's a rape culture. So here's a little background. The song was written by Frank Lozier in 1944.
Okay.
74 years ago, this song was written. It was made famous in a performance by Dean Martin, where he sings the lyrics. And if you only listen to the lyrics, it would make it sound like it's a woman saying... I have to go, and he's basically saying, no, stay here because it's wink, wink, cold outside.
Yeah, I'll keep you warm.
What's in this drink? Like, They're saying, oh, when she says, what's in this drink, it's because it's a roofie. No, have you ever been at a fucking bar where, like, your buddy comes up with, like, 10 shots, and you're like,
Yeah. Well,
dude, what is this? What's
Yeah.
in this thing?
Yeah,
I need to know. Is it vodka? Because I get really violent when it's vodka.
I've had people do that. They bring up drinks, and I'm like, okay, so what is it? They're like, just take it. And I'm like, how about you do me the courtesy of telling me what's in the fucking drink?
It's cold outside. Just drink it. Dude, it's 80 degrees out. It's cold outside. Just drink it.
Yeah.
And so couple things. Have you ever actually watched the YouTube video?
I have. The old one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you watched the second half?
I have. I watched it today. Yeah.
If you haven't watched the second half, I would ask you to go watch it. You'd be amazed.
Because it's the same song, but from the different perspective.
It's reversed.
Yeah.
The dude's trying to leave, and the chick is just trying to get that D.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ironic that they're still fighting the song, but they haven't actually went back and watched the old version, the video of it, where it's literally both roles saying, I really have to go, and the other gender being, stay here and let's fuck.
Maybe we can give them the benefit of the doubt here and say that, they're fighting against the rape culture of women on men also.
Maybe. But here's my problem with it. There's so many other songs out there that promote rape or being abusive / calling women derogatory terms.
The
first song that comes to mind is a song from Sublime that is titled
Date Rape.
It's literally called Date Rape.
Yeah,
but
and people love that song.
They do. It's a cult classic.
Yeah.
But you don't hear any cries for pulling that off the air.
No.
What about I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus? Was that consensual?
No, that's adultery.
Yeah, because Dad's upstairs sleeping while Mom's getting her groove on with
they're
getting that North Pole, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
What about Frosty the Snowman? He smokes pipes naked in front of children.
That's that is definitely frowned upon.
Exactly. Are you telling me I can't stand at my court butt naked smoking and be like, I'm like Frosty the Snowman. Fuck off.
I would love to see this happen.
Right.
I need to take a picture of it.
Yeah, just censor it and throw it up on Facebook for the world to see.
It'd be wonderful.
But the worst offenders are rap music.
Yeah.
So I'd like to read for you a few lyrics of some classic songs that I have found that are maybe a little derogatory to women.
Okay.
All right. So the first I have, it's a song called "So Much Better" by Eminem.
Okay.
And it's I got 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. She's all 99 of them. I need a machine gun.
Oh boy.
Let's go slaughter some women.
Hey, I always say, women, you can't live with them, you can't shoot them.
You can't. The next is by Snoop D-O-double-G.
Yeah.
The Snoop Dogg.
It's Snoop Lion now, by the way.
Oh, I'm so far behind on the times. Snoop Lion, Snoop D-O-double-G, Snoop Dizzle.
Yeah.
And I don't have to read.
You sound so white.
I know. That's the whole purpose behind this is to sound as absolutely white as I can.
Let's hear the lyric.
I'm not going to read any lyrics. I'm just going to read the song title. You ready?
Okay.
Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
Oh.
So he's literally wrote a song that says, your woman is no fun if she won't let your friends fuck her. Usually they like to call them types of women hoes.
Right. And those hoes are referred to often in rap and hip-hop.
Yes, bitches and hoes, and we'll get to that. Trust me.
Okay.
The next one plays right into the date rape culture.
Okay.
The song, I guess, is called UOENO, just letters. UOENO by Rocco featuring Rick Ross and Future.
Okay.
This is going to be the whitest reading you have ever heard.
I'm looking forward to it.
Put a Molly in her champagne. She ain't even know it. I took her home, and I enjoyed that. She ain't even know it. So they're literally talking about roofing a woman and then fucking her.
That's Class A rape right there.
Don't take it off the radio, though.
No.
I will say that it did get a little outrage, but not enough where anybody, when I looked in the news, that no radio station took that song off because of outrage due to it literally being, let me roofie a chick and then go fuck her.
So I personally am a fan of hip hop, and I do listen to hip hop and rap. Not always. I mean, I prefer other kinds of music to it, but I do listen to it, and I know all of the artists that you spoke of, and I want to say that if you were to make this argument to on a, I don't want to say political, but on a political platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
That the answer and the counter argument you're going to get is that's just the hip hop and rap culture.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
it's okay because it's just part of it. It's just the culture, man.
So is the culture just doing drugs, raping women, disrespecting women?
yeah,
But have you heard any women rappers?
no.
They're just as bad or worse. All they talk about is their fucking pussies and how wet they are, man. It's disgusting. It really is.
I have to go look that up. Maybe we'll go look some of that up, and then you'll catch it in a piece of ass.
Ooh.
It's perfect for a piece of ass.
Yeah, talk about some wet ass on ass.
Wet pussy on some ass. All right, so I have one more, and this, you have Shakespeare and Eliot and Frost and Poe and Homer.
Oh, no.
And Dickinson and Wilde, and then you have the Doctor,
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. Bitches ain't shit.
But hoes and tricks.
Lick on these nuts and suck the dick. Get the fuck after you're done. And I hops in my ride to make a quick run. I mean, why aren't kids studying this type of poetry in their English classes?
This is beautiful.
Oh, Shakespeare ain't got shit on this for shizzle.
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. As we go out of here, hey, don't forget to follow us on Facebook at the official Man Cave Podcast, over on Twitter at the Man Cave 14, and on Instagram at the Man Cave Podcast. You can also find this episode over on YouTube. Just type in the Man Cave Podcast. You'll see the logo. But for the full no safe space, no bullshit experience, check us out and subscribe to us over on Patreon. For only $1, you're going to get entered to win that prize, that Beer of the Month Club, valued at $120. And until the end of the year, you'll also get sent that man card, that metal card that's going to be able to open up all your beers from now until the rest of the eternity.
Yeah.
Until the world ends.
And it fits in your wallet just like a credit card.
Perfect. You can carry it everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, for $5 a month, you're not only going to get entered to win the prizes, you're going to get exclusive access to special podcast episodes, exclusive access to tell us what you want to hear. Shit, you might even get it on an episode with us and talk to us.
You might. No, you will.
You will.
Yeah, just hit us up. We'll do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you get to talk to us, give us feedback on all topics on every podcast. But hey, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay with us. We'll see you next time here in the Man Cave.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Any real man would follow us on Patreon for exclusive content and prizes at patreon.com/The Man Cave Podcast. The Man Cave. No safe spaces, no bullshit.